Guys, welcome to Waste Not Wednesday. It's our live show where we take junk that we get for free on the side of the road or super cheap, and we transform it into items that we either use in our home or sell at our retail shop in Lehi or at JamiRayVintageHome.com. Last Saturday night at our live that we do every Saturday, we showed you this awesome cabinet that a follower/customer dropped off at our shop. And we are going to fix it and turn it into a cabinet that's functional. It was originally a built-in. So if you love DIYs, make sure you give us a thumbs up on this video and hit that subscribe button below because that helps us out a ton. And we go live every Wednesday, 10 a.m., rain or shine, with our junk. So you can always set your calendar. It's kind of like the weatherman. We're mostly predictable.
Mostly. Sometimes we're 5, 10, half hour late, you know.
We do
life happens.
On this one, we're live. Now, Thursday's video is kind of like, Tomorrow's Stay at Home Shopping Network gets interesting. Let me pull up comments here so I can say hello to everybody.
Okay, so while Jamie's doing that, I'm going to start doing some quick repairs. We've got this hole in the bottom here in the board. It looks like this was built with just a bunch of scrap pieces. So what I have is some more scrap pieces. This is just a piece of leftover fencing that someone dropped off on the back porch, and hopefully I've cut it out so that it fits. I might have to go make a quick modification with the saw.
All right, Zeb, you want to pass me those feet? So we're going to be adding feet to this. These are just feet that I believe somebody gave us. They're in my feet bucket. I always save feet because you never know when you're going to need a good foot. And I'm going to paint them before we attach them because I feel like it's always a pain in the rear to paint feet after they've been attached. Like, you can't get all the way around. So I'm going to paint these. We'll let them dry. We'll attach them later. I'm going to be using DIY's paint and beadboard. Beadboard is the new color of all cabinetry at the farmhouse that we're renovating. In our existing home, we used white swan, but at the farmhouse, I wanted like a brighter white, and beadboard has a slightly blue hue, which makes it appear to be a brighter white, and our walls are Sherwin-Williams pure white, which is brighter, so I had to transfer over to beadboard. So if you guys watched our pantry video that dropped on the website, or on the channel website, dropped on the channel yesterday, we used beadboard on our cabinets.
Okay, I'm gonna duck out real quick. I've got a really loud oscillating saw here at the shop. I've got to shave that corner off so I can fit this. I thought I had it right before the video and I missed it by that much. So I'll just be gone for like 45 seconds.
It's all right. I'm gonna be sitting here painting feet. I'll be answering questions. These are gonna probably take 2 coats because they already have a kind of shiny finish on them. DIY paint covers just about anything and it's all natural, so I can use it inside, I can use it with my kids, and I don't have to sand most things, which is great. We have DIY paint in our existing kitchen cupboards and they've held up to 5 children and a few years of abuse. Shelly says, yes, I watched y'all work your tails off. Yeah, Monday we were up, I think we finally fell asleep about 3 a.m. and then Tuesday we were up bright and early. It's cheer season has started. My girls, I have 2 cheerleaders that have very early calls for practice. So we've been getting up early with that. But the bad thing about staying up so late is we're not young as we used to be. And so yesterday was kind of like we suffered all day. So not the best idea to pull a late night. We need to call it about midnight's about as late as we really should be working. Otherwise, it's a waste because the whole next day we can't do anything. Let's see. Indy says that cabinet, can't wait to see what they make with that. Carolyn says, oh good, you're transforming this 50s spaceship cabinet. And Amy says that pantry is awesome. And I know people are always going to ask, this is our USA Bay graphic tee that you can get at JamiRayVintageHome.com. It goes up to a 2XL and it is unisex. So they're sized slightly generous because Zeb can wear an XL in men's and he can wear an XL in unisex shirts that we carry, although I don't think he's going to wear a USA Bay shirt.
The chances are slim.
Slim, but I'm wearing it. I normally wear a medium. I'm about 150 pounds, and this is a small. So, free shipping on all the clothes.
So
Question, do you need to sand anything that has a factory finish? before you do dark and decrepit. Yes, I would consider sanding it just a little bit because it's just shiny, which means it doesn't give anything for that dark and decrepit to stick to. If it's like a tabletop, you would want to do more sanding because tabletops take more abuse. So I guess it kind of depends on what you are, what you're working on. All right, Deb, tell me what you're doing. I'm gonna paint.
Quick. So I'm just fitting this in. This cabinet had this weird cutout. Like I said, they probably used scrap wood to build it, and it was in the back, so they didn't care. And I'm just gonna force this in because I still somehow missed my line just a little bit.
We have been missing the line a lot lately with our project, especially at the farmhouse. We actually did not go back yesterday and work on it. So today, after I'm done with what I have to do at the shop, I'm going to be back over there trying to finish it because Zeb needs to get started framing that second floor.
Harrington and I are doing it this morning.
Oh, you're going to be framing the second floor?
Right after the video, Harrington and I are throwing the rest of the floor joists up because it's while I've got him to help me lift them. So
yep.
And you need those.
Oh, are you going to be stapling?
Yep.
All right, let me cover up my eyelashes here. Oops, I got to pull that down so I can see. What are we going to be? So you're putting the shiplap on the side, right?
Yeah, the spare shiplap that's just scrap is going right on the side. And we've been trying to use as much scrap as we can for like the little trim parts and corners and things like that. But inevitably you have some left over. And that's like the whole point of these videos on Wednesdays, so we can keep as much out of the landfills as we can and reuse stuff.
Well, and things that we don't use for projects, our neighbors use for burning in their wood stoves. We've been piling it up for them. And I'm actually thinking about having a, oops, white paint is on me. I'm thinking about doing a project wood pile that we keep here at the shop. And then people can pick any board, like a buck or two. Because I don't want it to go to waste, and I know sometimes people just use smaller boards for projects. So this is the board that's going to go on the top.
Yeah.
This is just scrap from farmhouse shelving, yes?
Yeah, so we had some shelves down in the basement in the utility room, and I had to move them because the new HVAC unit was much bigger than the old furnace.
Can you open it?
So that is old shelving from the farmhouse.
So I'm going to go ahead and get the top prepped while he's still working on the sides. I'm using old and gray. There is some old paint on this, but old and gray can go over an existing finish and has a built-in sealer. So if I do a couple coats of this, we'll be good. If it was a tabletop, I would probably do a few extra coats of sealer to protect it, but it's not a tabletop, so.
Let me see if I can keep adjusting this camera so you guys can see the whole thing here.
And it's easier to do this before we attach it and touch it up, because then I don't have to worry about getting old and gray on the white paint.
You know, when Jack or Redrick come of age, maybe we'll use them as camera guys, or even Eliza or Rodelia, I think, could do it. But they're both cheering this morning. They have cheer practice.
Yeah. Dad says, good morning, glad to see you mix this up. And Crescent Moon says, good idea, Karen Jane does that. You know what, I didn't know that Karen Jane sold scrap wood. It's good to know. Yeah, we have a big, our back porch has kind of turned into a shipping / junk zone, so it would be good to have some bins out there for people to dig through.
So I cut these down beforehand just to save you guys watching me use the saw on video. I just used the table saw to rip this down. These are, when you buy these, they say they're 6 inches, but it's only like, it's like 5 inches of the nominal that you actually see. So
that's how they do all wood. They tell you it's a certain size.
So measure your wood, even though it says 6 inches in the description, it's probably 5.5 or 5 or something like that.
And Zeb used the table saw, but you could totally use like a jigsaw or whatever, or circular saw. You don't have to have big fancy equipment. If I was just going to start with one saw, it would probably be a jig.
Yep.
And then go from there, because it's really universal. Jigsaws are pretty easy to use. If you guys saw me installing shiplap, I used a jigsaw for the first time to cut out around the outlets, and I did okay. If I can do it, anybody can do it, because I am not, I'm not good at that. So this old and gray kind of makes it look like old barnwood, which I love.
It is. It's essentially old barnwood.
But if this was raw wood, it would also look good.
So we're doing this on the sides. Normally we probably would have just sanded this, maybe a Bondo repair, but it's chipped out pretty bad up here. And then it has this weird cutout, like I said, scrap wood, when they built this.
We're just trying to make a built-in look a little bit more like a finished cabinet. I'm just brushing this on here. Once I get it on here all the way, I will get some nice even brush
Oh,
strokes.
you know what? I missed my line all the way down. Sometimes, you know, the thing about this original the natural wood pine shiplap is that it does this on you because it's so thin, so you got to kind of watch it. I'm just going to hammer it.
I think I might only do one coat of this Olden Gray, and then I'll do
There we go.
some clear patina.
I'm not super concerned about how this, because we're going to be painting it. If I was doing like a fancy stained wood finish on here, I'm worried about being much more precise. But that's kind of what we like to show you with these Waste Not Wednesdays. Like, you don't have to be a perfectionist to make something look good.
Well, that's good because I am most definitely not a perfectionist. So, this is all done and drying.
I'm throwing glue on here just to kind of keep them in place because they're a little bit curved and warped slightly on these shorter pieces. So that'll help hold them in place while the nails will keep it there forever between the nails and the glue.
Anybody's wondering, anytime something breaks in transit shipping to us, it becomes product I use. For case in point, this Olden Gray with the label all grayed out and pecking peanuts smushed to it. I never let anything go to waste. All right. Deb says, Jamie, my pantry is amazing. Thank you. I'm excited for it. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm all the things with the farmhouse. Like, I really want to get in there in the next couple months. I've never done this before, so I don't know if it's even possible, but we're going to work on it every day. So you can only control what you can control, right, Zach?
Right.
Okay.
Generous amounts of nails because, like I said, warped.
Yep.
Normally, I probably wouldn't glue paneling like this. Like, we're not gluing the shiplap on the wall at the house.
Sandy, we will definitely keep your son and all law enforcement in our prayers. It's been lots of praying lately. Oh, Caitlin is on. We just did a new point of sale system to hopefully fix our inventory issues we've been having in the shop and the website, and Caitlin's been diligently working on that. Previously, we had a Shopify website and a Square POS app that was supposed to sync it.
Sorry,
That's
Jimmy,
okay.
just talk loud.
And the app wasn't working well. So now everything's on Shopify. The next few weeks will be painful as we transition. But sometimes you just gotta take the bullet. So Caitlin's been working on.
All right, I have a lot more
POS
nails, so get all the words out.
Well, I would, but you were interrupting me.
Happens.
The UPS man is driving by. Come back with my paint. We're supposed to get 10 boxes today. All right, that looks good. And this, somebody was like, that's gonna need a lot of Bondo. If you don't wanna use Bondo, just covering up the situation makes life a little bit easier. Plus, the extra added wood of the shiplap is gonna add some stability.
Stability. That's a new one. It's a shirt. We can't put all the things
It's
on
gonna
the
make
shirt.
it sturdy and stable, otherwise known as stability.
Stability.
Stability, stable, sturdy, all those things. That's what it's doing. How do you spell stability? Stability. I don't know.
You put a U and a B in it.
Yeah, there's lots of letters that I don't even know this morning, so. Shelly says she can hear me perfectly over the nailer. I have a voice that carries.
Yeah. She'd be an excellent school teacher. Like, no one could not pay attention to her.
I pretty much occupy all the air in the room. When I was a little girl, I was always the one getting in trouble because they couldn't hear my friends, but they sure could hear me. Rihanna says, I have tears, I'm laughing so hard. Yeah, Seb is using the glue bot. We get it at our local hardware store. We like to support small business, but if you don't have a local hardware store, I believe
There's a link
there's a link in the description box for
of this video.
Of this video, you can go in that description box.
Down there. If it's not, then I've failed you and I'll correct it later.
Well, we use gallons of wood glue, so Zeb uses the glue bot to make it manageable.
Yeah.
Plus, it puts it exactly where you want it, and The way it's made, like the glue just goes right where it's supposed to. You know how when you get to the bottom of your wood glue and it's like you can't get it out? No problems with this one.
Did you guys see that? One of my nails decided to go spring. So I just twisted it off and now I just broke it off right there where it was. You can't even see it.
So Indy says, weirdest compliment I ever got during a date was I was told I looked sturdy. I was told that I had birthing hips. But it's true because
Which you do.
I had 5 children with 0 issues getting them out of my body. They were quite large. 8 to 9 pounds with 15-inch heads.
She's proud of it, can you tell?
I need a shirt that says, I had 5 kids, they were big, their heads were giant. I survived. Or something like that. Maybe a trophy, I don't know. Jamie and Zeb. Your pantry videos blew my mind. You resolved so many issues for us remodeling our kitchens ourselves. Awesome. Hopefully we can continue to.
We're doing some fun new things.
Yeah, today we're going to be going in there and customizing it even more. We actually had somebody that said, why didn't you invest in custom cabinets?
I can build them.
Zeb can build them, but honestly, the boxes, if you spend $10,000, the boxes look exactly the same. Ask me how I know. Zeb is adding extra stability with extra strips, and he's doing like shelving in them that'll be different from what they came with. We will also have custom pullouts, and so by the time we're done, these builder grade Home Depot shelves will no longer be builder grade.
Well, and here's the thing. We told people we were going to build cabinets. We have to build them in the kitchen because the distances and the space where we can put appliances and things is not standard size that you can just go down to the hardware store and get cabinets for. Whereas this space, we just had a long, straight wall.
We just customized it a little bit. So our butcher block countertops are also from Home Depot, and you can generally get them at most hardware stores. If you have local hardware stores that you love to support, if they don't have them in, generally they can order them from their suppliers. I also think IKEA has them, and as a point of reference, IKEA is opening up in Utah this week, along with Deseret Industries, our favorite thrift store.
I had some pliers here.
Although I don't do large crowds, so I may not be hitting up some of these places that are opening for a hot minute.
I had pliers. Do you know where they're at?
Pliers, I have not
right there.
touched them.
Okay.
So I don't
Maybe
know.
I dropped them, I don't know.
Am I married? Super rash heat, I don't think you follow us much. Yep, that's my husband. We're married, 19 years almost. We've been together.
Hey, what's up? That's my wife.
I'm his bae. What is that? Isn't it like, what does bae mean? That you love somebody?
Yeah.
I'm wearing a shirt that says USA bae.
It's like pop culture, like short for like.
I love USA, so I feel like that also applies. Let's see, Teganique, I purchased a vintage ladder that had been painted 2 colors in a horrible oil-based paint that I can't remove. So I would just sand it smooth and then repaint it. I would not attempt stripping because I hate stripping paint.
It just makes it, for the most part, unless you're gonna like actually attempt a restaining / restoration, just cover that up as long as it's sticking good to the project or whatever.
Martha Salas, the next t-shirt should say sturability situation. I don't even know that I'll be able to replicate that word. Like, I don't know that I'll use it again. It just randomly came out of my mouth. My mouth is fairly random with the things that pop out of it.
All right. Apparently I can't staple straight today. They're all over the place.
My feet are almost dry here. They need a second coat though. So.
Okay, I'm about to put the feet on, so are you ready?
Oh, well, it's okay. You can put them on once they have the first coat.
We'll second coat them. We're going, are we going beadboard with the whole cabinet?
Yeah, let me dry these for you. Oh. Hold on. I feel like it's a Wednesday that's a Monday. I'm still suffering from that 3 a.m. call time. I don't do well.
Today's going great.
I need at least 6 solid hours of sleep a night.
3 a.m. call time?
Yeah, went to bed at 3 a.m. on Monday.
Oh, well, it's like 2:30.
Tuesday.
It's like 2:30 by the time we came home and showered real quick.
No, it was like 3 by the time I actually fell asleep.
It's because you had to turn on the Star Trek.
I have to fall asleep to something that turns my brain off. Star Trek is just...
You know, it's real sciencey. It gets my brain going.
I don't understand what they're talking about, so... Alright, that foot's dry. I'm going to go ahead and second coat these before you put them on. You can put the top on. Top is done. I just need to seal it. I might just do white wax to seal that top.
All right, let me flip this back around and you can see pieced together. Plywood, a couple little strips of something they had that would fit in the middle.
We get asked a lot how we complete a project in an hour. You should see what we could do in 2 hours. It's tag team. Do you think that cabinet was in a boat or an RV? Nope, I think it was in someone's house. Like, probably a pantry or a kitchen or maybe a hallway. I don't know. It's interesting, huh?
You know, this is made my cut a 1/16 of an inch off day.
It's not the right size.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's good enough.
Yeah. It's good enough for this project.
Hey, I'm gonna have to sell this, so it's got to be okay. Does it cover the top?
Yeah.
Okay.
It just overhangs on the ship flap just a hair.
Oh, well that's okay, because tops overhang. Although this side doesn't overhang, so maybe move it this way a little. Don't staple it off yet, sweetie. You're not off. You just need to come this way more.
Yeah, then I'd be off farther on this end. It's centered.
Oh, so there's like a little lip on each side?
Yeah.
It's chill.
Well, I didn't have the cabinet with me when I was measuring, and usually I'll measure and account for like the shiplap, but apparently I didn't account right enough.
So this cabinet just went from $200 to $140.
No way. The knobs alone are worth it.
The knobs.
It's got
the
these really
latches.
cool brass latches, yeah.
They're not that cool.
They're cool.
They're cool, but they're not like life-changing.
Changed
Some
my life.
hardware is life-changing. I did order hardware for the pantry, and it is coming. I ordered hardware that I can also sell, so you guys can twin with me if you want to. So as soon as that hardware comes in, I'll put it up on the website.
All right, old and gray top. It was white before, and now it looks like stained dish wood.
Stained dish.
Yeah, it's not
All
quite,
right, wax
not
it.
quite full stain. It's stained dish.
We're making up a lot of words here. Zed's eye is gonna twitch. His eye isn't gonna twitch. He's the one that did that situation.
I'm over it already.
It's fine. It's fine. It's already looking like a lot better. That's super cute.
Decided I wanted some extra nails.
But
Good
number
measure.
2 is done. Lolly says she covered the Teganique's ladder with a clear primer or a white primer. I would too. We use the Salvation solution for our kitchen cabinets, and we didn't have any bleed through issues. We also covered all the knots on the shiplap with it. Works well for that.
Okay, I think we're almost ready for feet and then painting this thing.
All right. Well, I've
So
got
in a
2
matter of
feet.
about 15 minutes, and probably about 15 minutes more of prep, we've almost got
Which
this.
is like an hour for normal humans. That's really fast at cutting stuff.
I'm too fast. I cut
Maybe
wrong.
if you spent 20 minutes cutting, it'd be the right size.
I know.
Careful, these feet right here are all the way painted and ready to go on.
Are they ready?
Yeah, I'm just second coating them. I decided to second coat them before we put them on. It's just so much easier to not have to deal with that.
So, I maybe should have waited till we painted it to put the top on. Oh well.
No, the
It's
top's...
done.
Oh, yeah, could you go get some... See if there's some tape.
It's not ready for tape. It's still a little wet when I was
okay.
touching it. It's all right. We do things out of order all the time and just run with
It's
it.
okay, I'm going to white wax the top. So...
Can I see?
Maybe the whole thing's going to get painted now. Because if we paint the whole thing, then this little situation you created here won't be as big of an issue.
All right. When seeing how big.
I think I'm going to paint the whole thing.
So this is like, so that's 3/8. It's not quite half an inch, I don't think. I'm gonna waller it a little and we'll cut it big.
So here's the deal, Zeb. We'll paint the whole thing, and then I'll come back with some maybe darker wax and sand this top to make it look different. And then we don't have to worry about it. Oops, I'm dripping paint.
So you probably can't see because my big head was in the way. But I'm just kind of lining up the top here,
Did you
lining
show
up
him
the
the big
side
ouchie on your nose?
over here now.
It's hidden by his glasses, but he fell off the ladder. Was that what it's from?
No.
What did you do to your nose?
I ran into the board hanging out the back of the truck because I had my hat on and I was looking at my phone while I was walking.
Yeah, don't walk and talk. And he has a little bit of a bump in his nose anyways, but the bump is slightly larger.
So I flipped this over so that I can kind of have like a little center on the flat space, because this side you can't get down flush because it's got the dowel in there. So there we go, I've got a little circle, and now I'm just kind of eyeball that. And that's where I'll put my hole for the little dowel pin here.
Now, do we keep the paint sprayer in the description box?
Yeah, the HVLP sprayer that we use is like the first thing linked in our favorite tools down in the description.
If you want more information on how to spray DIY paint, we have research Jami Ray Vintage spray chalk paint or spray DIY paint. We have videos, like lots of great videos that you can search.
There's a playlist with like 8 or 9 very specific videos on how to set the gun up, all the parts.
Yeah, we don't go over it in detail in every video because the old timers already know, and the new timers, we've got videos for you.
And there's a playlist.
And there's a playlist.
So if you ever want to find something on like pretty much any furniture painting technique, you search Jami Ray Vintage and what you're looking for. We have over 700 videos now. There's a good chance we've tried it.
Yeah, we've tried a lot of things. 700 videos, that's a stinking lot of videos. All right, so I'm going to get started painting the sides. Can I do that? Well, I guess I can because I'm going to. I'm just using the sampler brush. This is the DIY paintbrush that fits into the sample size cans, and it's working good to get into the cracks. I don't know what I'm doing on that end. It's probably messy. And no, I'm not painting the whole bottom of this shindig. It's probably going to get scrubbed later off camera. And I'm going to go ahead and paint the top, Zeb.
All right.
I think it'll help unify it if I just paint the top, and then I can use like a dark wax to make it look like wood grain.
All right, so you guys can kind of hopefully see what I'm doing here. I'm decided not to guess on this one. I'm just making a little tape flag on my depth.
Zeb, but you're not going to guess? I'm shocked. Who are you?
I guess a lot. I do a lot of guessing.
I don't even know who you are.
So there's my tape flag, and now I know how deep to go with the drill bit. Oh, that one's deep enough. All right, I'm gonna glue this generously.
If the person who dropped this off watches this video, please comment and let us know, because I did not get your name. And I want to tell you thank you. It was one of those, they were coming as I was leaving, and we talked for about 3 seconds, and I told them where they could put it on the back porch, and then I hopped over.
All right, so I either need you to push really hard on the side over there, or repaint where I grab this.
What do you want me to do?
Push, give me some resistance. No, like a lot. You're probably gonna have to stand up.
Oh, hold on. Can I finish what I'm doing here?
My hole is a lot smaller than the dowel.
Alright, push me.
I just hammered it in, it's alright.
I was ready to push. Alright. Back to painting with beadboard.
Okay.
Oh, you
Let
know
that
what?
dry.
Hopefully this doesn't bleed through. I didn't prime it. Can you move that drill? It's in my way.
I got a lot of extra
If we get
glue
any
on there.
bleed through in this paint, I will just come back with Salvation solution and hit the knots with that. Can you? I don't want that.
So these are probably like, they might be actual feet, but I feel like
I don't
they're
know.
maybe meant for the top of something.
No, they're feet.
But no, they still have the lathe marks. They didn't get sanded out.
I don't know where it came from.
Why is that not sitting down in there flush?
Because knots in wood will bleed.
Alright, I got a hammer. Sorry if that's super loud. There we go, now we're down flush.
Hello, cherry picking from England. Top of the morning to ya. Did they say that there?
No.
Or is that just Mary Poppins? One of my favorite all-time movies.
Is it?
Yeah.
You never sing the song.
Just a spoonful of sugar. Do you want me to sing now? Pop some medicine. Oh, we did not fix this hole. Are we gonna leave that for character?
What hole?
This one right here.
Oh yeah, that one's, I
It's
mean,
a character hole?
we could technically bond to it later, but
No, I feel like it's a character hole. We're gonna leave it.
we're gonna put a heavy distress on this and go rustic, aren't we?
Is there anything else?
Did we do it any other way?
It's actually kind of hard for me to paint kitchen cabinets because I don't do rustic in my kitchen cabinet situation.
You do rustic, you don't do neat.
Yeah, and so it's very hard. Yeah, but on kitchen cabinets, I always make them neat, and it's hard for me.
Well, you said you don't do rustic.
I don't do rustic on kitchen cabinets.
Oh, on kitchen cabinets, gotcha.
I like my trim work to be neat. They can get rustic over time, but I start off neat. So it's always a stretch for me.
All right, that keeps me from pushing through to the inside of the cabinet too, with that tape flag.
The paint originally was brushed this way, so I'm gonna keep the strokes the same.
All right, I got a hammer again. If you're sensitive to the sounds, turn your volume down. Actually like auto adjust the sound, so maybe it tunes it down for them, I hope.
I don't know, it's real loud here. So yes, I did just old and gray it, now I'm painting it white, but
it'll have a good undertone when you distress it.
Yeah, and it really did need to be painted similar so it doesn't look so off that the top isn't.
It's gonna be pretty stark.
Yeah. Alright, top's painted, I'll start painting down the side. I'm gonna paint over the original hardware. Hey Lizard says a lot going on. I feel like that explains the vast majority of the world today. Just getting rid of this like mustard.
Well, Jamie's just painting that white. It's fairly straightforward on that. And this, I mean, once you got the 1 foot on, you know how to do the rest.
Well, yeah, but painting this white is going to definitely change. People are like, "Ooh, that cabinet's ugly." It just has a really bad paint job. It's got some decent bones. And I will, once this dries, go in and paint the inside of the lip there because it's probably gonna have a line because I think that overlaps that a little bit. I think this would be good to put some fun transfers on. I don't know if that'll happen on this live video, but I'm thinking some not flowers, but like a black and white transfer would be good. I don't know what.
All right, hammering again.
If you're just tuning in, you can pick up the paint and products we use at JamiRayVintage.com. Commercial break and my shirt at JamiRayVintageHome.com.
This one's being stubbornish.
That's okay.
Ish is the word. I've been adding ish to a lot of things because I've just been guessing at a lot of stuff lately.
Your life is ishy.
Oh goodness, sorry guys. I gotta hit it more.
My problem is
still loose. I wonder if I didn't get my hold down far enough because this could be longer than the other ones if it wasn't filled the same. Okay, I gotta do it again. Turn that sound down.
Do it, Zeb. Take those earbuds out if you got earbuds in.
Alright, I know you just painted that, but I need you to push against it hard.
I'll push with the paintbrush.
That's not hard.
I'm pushing. Go. Pro tip, use the paintbrush. There we go. See, it's fine. I pushed plenty hard and I just held it with the paintbrush. We have a slight bit of warp to that wood.
Yep, there's a lot of warp to that wood.
Alright. Well,
That shiplap, as you know, is not super straight.
yeah, you can see the nails though, so I'm just gonna paint inside the hole.
Where's the last
We're
foot?
gonna title this particular piece Farm Cabinet, because I feel like that's what it is. It's very farmy. Everything in a farm is imperfect. If you wanted to be real awesome and fix the fact that this is whatever, you could totally just put a piece of trim around it and then silicone it. Little caulking. We've been using lots of caulking at the house. And the nice thing about this is the perfect size for an entry table. It's not too deep, it's the right height. A lot of people have smaller entryways these days, not grand luxurious ones. And this will have a lot of storage. You can hide all the crap you don't want people to see when they come in your house. Always a bonus when you're doing an entry table. A lot of people are like, why are there cabinets in your pantry? And I'm like, 'cause I'm a mess. And I don't want people to see my mess. Cabinets hide.
Well, and we've got like, we're gonna be putting the appliance garage and things like that in there.
Yeah, and we'll have food storage in the basement too. What the heck did you do?
It's chipped and broke, don't worry about it.
Oh, I'll just paint that.
I hit it too hard with the hammer.
It's alright, it's okay, I got you. I got you, boo. Oops, I did not anticipate the amount of sawdust there would be on that. Now it's got some texture. Alright. Let me scrape the sawdust off my brush. I'm back on camera now.
Fun fact, I prefer to have the dowel screw type feet, but these already had these dowels in them.
Yeah, these are not our first choice, but that's how they came. I don't even know from whence they came. They've been in my foot collection for a hot
I
minute.
think they were left over, Molly left them here.
Oh yeah, we'd inherited a few things from Miss Molly.
Alright, hammers.
If you guys are local to Utah, Molly no longer has her smaller store she's selling from home. So make sure you guys follow Molly's Forget Me Not on Instagram because she sells there. Now what did you want me to do?
Push.
Push!
Thank you. Alright.
Have I missed a discussion as to why the doors open the way they do? I don't know.
What do you mean?
I wasn't even alive when this cabinet was built, so I cannot take, like, why do they open on the side and not the middle? Zeb, can you come up with a reason?
Oh, you mean the middle and not the side?
Yeah, well, they open on the side,
Oh.
and you would think they would open on the middle. I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna stand this up, and hopefully the feet don't fall off.
Because whoever built it made it that way?
Yeah, we don't know. It's custom, homemade.
It's custom. That's why. It's custom. It's just like our light that we have in the pantry. We didn't
Oh, I
show
haven't
it in
even
the
talked about that yet.
Yeah, we didn't show it in the video, but our light, we can't open the top cupboard, so Zeb will be addressing that.
I
in the
was
next
not
video.
anticipating when I hung that light for the cabinets to be 90 inches tall.
Yeah, so we gotta fix that. But we will. Oh, I might be painting that. It's kind of yucca. All right, are you wanting to put this up right?
Yeah, but throw a quick coat on there if you're gonna.
Yep, I will. You know I will. All right.
I'll look at comments and see what everyone's saying.
Yeah, you talk to the people, and I'm gonna paint the bottom of this because it is a little grody. A little bit of paint would go a long way.
It's gonna have, Shelly Dean says, it's gonna have so much character, transfers will be great. Character is what we call imperfections, and I love it.
It's kind of like my body. My body has a lot of character.
Indie Annie Jones, when I mess up a paint job, I call it rustic too.
Hey! I like to tell people it was intentional.
Alright.
You know, it's funny because people do give me crap for when I mess stuff up. But then when people see stuff all pulled together, they're like, I don't know how you do this. And I'm like, the way I do it is I don't worry about things being perfect. And the same people that didn't like the imperfections are the same people that love the look. Can I have that?
Susan Norton has a cabinet question for
Hold on,
yesterday's
Zach.
video.
Because I don't want to get this in my paint, so can you?
Just blow it.
No, just lift this up with your hand.
Oh.
There you go.
So Susan Norton, Zeb, why didn't you put upper cabinets on the window wall? Because we're going to be putting shelves there, and it would have, the wall is so small, it would have like blocked off some of the shelving.
There is some utility that was lost by my design, but I'm not all about function. I'm also about beauty. So some of the decisions I make are because I want it to look good.
We were gonna make some like an L-shaped corner cabinet, but the Home Depot was out of the Lazy Susan corners.
And it would have been too tight. It would have been so squishy.
Yeah, and we will have other cabinetry. Like there will be lower cabinets in the kitchen, and the island is over 7 feet long. It's like 7.5 feet, I think. I'd have to measure it since I built it.
All right, you can flip this up now.
But the island is going to be just drawers out there in the kitchen itself. So we will have more storage out there too.
I gotta wash my hands.
We might leave it as like a place for hanging aprons or brooms or something like that they can just hang on that wall. Okay, let me see if this will stand up.
getting, the foot's coming off, stop, 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 stop!
I knew it would happen. It wasn't as dire as you
It's
screamed
wet.
about.
That's why I want you to stop. You make my life hard because after this video's over, you're gonna leave me and I'm gonna have to fix everything.
There, now the glue will dry. It's fine.
Oh, but the paint job.
Oh, I have to grab it. Like, you're gonna have to fix that anyway. I wasn't worried about that. As you can tell, I was not worried.
Well, you're never worried because then I fix it.
And well, it's like a 2-second thing. All right, watch out, I'm scooching it back.
Okay, you scooch it. You're lucky you're cute. All right, let me get some paint in that hole there.
Yeah, I saw the foot coming up.
Okay. All right. Sorry guys, you heard me yell. That's about the extent of us disagreeing.
Oh, was that a disagreement? I thought you were just
I was
nervous about
disagreeing
it.
with the fact that you were.
I thought you were just
breaking.
like, oh, the foot's falling off, and you were having an excited reaction.
An excited reaction. That's usually followed by an expletive, but I was good.
Just say no to expletives.
Just say no to curse words. All right. I'm gonna probably just work on the front now, so I'll just peek on that.
But it looks a lot different now than it did.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not perfect, but it's definitely different.
Are you gonna put more old and gray back on the top?
I don't know. I can determine that later. What time is it? What time we got?
We got 18 minutes.
Oh, we got plenty of time.
But-
All right. Let
Here,
me
you want me to
finish.
heat gun that so they don't just see the back of your head?
Oh, yeah. The back of my head is good, right? Okay, I'm going to second coat this real quick. When you second coat things, you should probably wait till it's all the way dry. But this is live TV. Ain't nobody got time for that.
I think once we distress it, like, so you can see where the cabinet was cut out, and they didn't do a super clean job. I'm sure it was probably nice and straight in there at one point. That looks like a Sawzall cut on the top to me.
Yeah, they just got that out however they could.
I might need to put trim on this. This top piece of shelving that I used has a bow in it.
I was talking about that a second ago. Yeah, we'll see. We'll get the cabinet painted, and then if we have to add some extra trim, we can. Sometimes you don't know what all you gotta do until you get to doing. Alright, as soon as I get this second coat on here, so I'm sorry, my bun is really big. Can you heat gun this middle part so I can seal it, and we can maybe put like a bun?
Are you gonna do a transfer on the center?
I don't know. Something, it's just kind of blah.
That dog's got some extra funness.
It's got some extra funness. Is that what we're calling paint blobs now?
Yeah, we're making up words today.
Funness. We got funness and stability. I can't even say the word again.
Stability.
Stability. I don't think that was it. I think I said something else. Oh no, that's fine. I'll just. Ooh. So here's the inside of the cabinet in case anybody was wondering. I will be painting the inside of that door later. Yeah. The nice thing is that it's so old that the liner comes straight off, and we will, you're getting a lot of dust, so just,
Is it dusty?
yeah, it's dusty. I don't really want that in my paint. I will come back to that later. We're just gonna
Close it up.
close it up. It's, oh,
Hey, your paint's tacky.
now we got texture. All right, let's dry that.
Let's. I think it's got 3 coats of half dry paint.
It's got 3 coats of something. All right, so
She's gonna go pick out a transfer that we can do on these. Do we need to seal it? Do we have big top or anything over here?
here, can you catch with the other hand? Ready?
Wait.
What?
Okay. Ooh, you almost hit the camera.
You are good.
So This is liquid patina. We use it as a decoupage medium, but it's also a sealer, and we're going to be using that on here before we put the transfers on. That way they have something, they like a shinier surface to stick to. They do better with that. And this paint is very flat and slightly dusty because of the clay base, so unless you get it really clean, it's best to seal your piece before you use the transfers. The wood's so old it rusted. Yeah, it's got a little slight bit of bleed through here.
It's alright. So I'm going to use the catalog of roses. I don't even know if they still sell that one. Caitlin, do we still sell catalog of roses, or is this one been retired?
I don't remember it being on the list of retirees, but
Either. One is wood rust.
bleed through.
Bleed through.
That's what I'm guessing it is.
Not really rust. It's wood tannins.
It's like tannins in the wood that are coming through, oils.
Just making crap up.
Someone said it on the comments.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I gotta turn the air conditioning on. It's getting hot in here.
Yeah, the heat gun's going.
It's on. It must just be you.
But yeah, well, we got the 3 windows in here and a heat gun and 1 vent.
I'm looking for sandpaper. Do you have any?
There's some old used up pieces on the back porch. So in just a sec here, I'll be done heat gunning and we'll get back to the fun stuff. This transfer here, I'll open it up for Jamie, is the paintable decor transfer, meaning it's black and white just like it shows there, and you can paint the flowers or however you want to do it. We might just leave them black and white.
Yeah, we are going to be leaving them black and white.
Cool Cakes and Crafts with Amelia says, Jamie, I loved your post on Facebook about the current situation.
Thank you.
Or recent, maybe it said recent.
I am always mean. People don't always like me, but it's how I am. Alright, so I gotta get this dry here, and then I'm gonna sand it a little bit where we're gonna put the transfer before we seal it. This live may exceed an hour because I really want to get it finished. That's pretty. Good luck getting that all nose up.
So I think it's actually really cool black and white, but they're designed so you can come through and you can take like paint or a marker and just paint these.
Getting rid of some of the texture. Sorry, people don't really like the sanding sound. Maybe I should just get a damp rag. I'll be right back.
All right. Are we even going to see that though once we put the transfer on?
Yep.
Okay. She's going to sand it. There's a couple wet spots where the paint was thick. You can probably see that on camera pretty good. So tomorrow's video, we've got the stay-at-home shopping network. We're probably going to do one more on YouTube, and then we're working on transitioning that over to Facebook.
Since Facebook doesn't have very good sound.
Yeah.
So we gotta. Alright. I'm just wet distressing. Stop drying. You're making me hot.
So the reason being is because we've got too many live videos going up on our channel, and it's kind of killing our numbers. So we need to do more edited videos with our content. So we're going to go back to an edited video on Thursdays.
Eventually.
We'll see. We talk about it, but it might not happen
We
until
talked
after the
about it
farmhouse
like
is
a long
done.
time ago. So all I'm doing is just taking off some of the paint and making this.
But all they can see is your head.
I'm sorry.
You got to reach.
Well, maybe you need to move the camera.
Use your right arm.
I'm already reaching. I'm short.
I'm just saying, use your right arm so your body's out of the picture. There you go.
Also, I'm still short. Sorry, whole body's in the picture.
They can see what you're doing. They know what's going on.
Okay. You know, sometimes you will get irritated at these live videos, what we have to do, but it's hard to talk and do a whole situation in an hour.
Okay, I'm gonna heat that. Are you done with this one?
No, I feel like, sorry guys, I gotta do some.
Here, just stand in the middle where I'm gonna be doing transfers.
Oops, well, sweat.
All right, hang on. We need to slow down for a minute and
All right.
get it dry.
It's chippy. People are probably like, what are you doing? And once it's all finished, I will come back and I will sand the transfer too. So this is just the initial situation.
Here, you want to do this one more?
Yep, I'll go over on this side. This also, there's a few spots that are still wet paint. So this also will get rid of that. All right. Now let me just dry this real quick. We'll put some liquid patina on it.
I'm probably gonna lay this flat
To do that?
to do the transfer on it.
All right.
I think that's the best approach.
I just gotta dry it enough that I can put the sealer on it. Then I can. All right, do we have a foam brush? Anyone handy? Sorry, if people got comments, I don't know what's.
I'm sure.
Okay. Do you have a brush?
Yeah, it can be true.
That's what happens when you don't shut your patina all the way. Get little strings. There we go. I'm like the worst person when it comes to taking care of my products. How is beadboard different than vintage linen or tarnished pearl? So tarnished pearl and vintage linen pull a little bit gray. And I feel like this pulls blue, but some people are like, oh, I feel like it pulls, that it pulls gray. So I don't know. I feel like it's a brighter white, but that is just my opinion. So I'm just putting a quick coat of sealer on here, kind of a little down and dirty finish on it. So that way we can get this transfer on.
Here, I'll show you the transfer again.
Yeah,
Before we
okay.
cut it up. Because we're gonna cut this in pieces and put it in those ovals. And you want to keep the backer on it. It's not attached, so you got to kind of hold it careful. We recommend not doing this anywhere where you're going to experience wind
Or turbulence.
or dirt or dust.
Well, there's going to be dust and dirt. This is my studio, but okay. Now, if you painted this and you waited 24 hours, you probably would not have to seal it. But I always think having a nice sealed surface is good. And you want to use something that's not harsh. Every now and then people will use products from other companies that are not all natural. And just because they're water-based doesn't mean that they're all natural and then they have issues. I can always see where I need to seal it better because it's matte. Again, this.
All right, let's focus on the ovals.
All right, focus on the ovals. This will get sanded later again, and another coat of sealer after the transfer's on it. But this is just the beginning. Zeb, you
So
wanna
when
see
we
if
lay it
that's dry
down
enough?
flat, I'm gonna have you grab it, so hopefully that leg doesn't pop off again, that foot, so that it can get good and dry with the glue.
Okay.
Because that's what's gonna hold those on there is the glue. And those may not work. Might have to add a mechanical fastener to it.
If they're too janky, we may have to switch them out, but people get the idea. Sometimes there's a lot of work that goes on after the live video, just shore things up.
Got those ovals dry?
I think so. Let me.
They're looking shiny over here. So it was, if you're tuning in just now, it was an old built-in cabinet that was missing pieces and had cracked wood and veneer coming off, and looked like it was built out of 10 different kinds of boards that were just scrap.
I always come back, it's like I heat gun it and then I come back because you don't want to get it hot and have it start bubbling and peeling. Especially because goodness knows what paint's underneath this.
I love that about old construction though, like they just used everything they had.
Alright, check and see if that feels dry to you.
No, I can still see shiny.
Well, liquid patina is a little shiny. Well, just let it air dry for a hot minute.
Here, let's lay it down flat so I can get the shape going, and then you can dry it more. I've got to cut these out.
Amy says it looks a lot better. It does. Alright, you go in the back and I will lift up this front kind of portion and hopefully not die on camera.
Okay.
Alright, ready?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, okay. This bottom is still low.
The bottom one's still struggling. Don't fuss with it. You'll just make it worse.
Yeah. You know what else you could do, Zeb? Is once you get this in there all the way, you can also just add extra glue and then staple it.
No, that'll blow through at the bottom.
All right. Well, Zeb will fix that later. Oh my heck! It's hot in here. Oops! I don't want to melt the cord to my phone charger. It's not dry yet, Zeb. It's dryish, but it needs to dry. Just like give it, like, I don't know, 2 more minutes. You can figure out the layout.
You know what? I think I'm going to keep the words out of there and just do flowers.
I like this part down here, though, that you could put on the bottom, this 18. Do you want me to cut that off? Do we have scissors?
Yeah, there's a bunch of pears over there.
There's a bunch of pears. Question is already decent. I'll bring over all 3 pears. I think this is the best pear.
Okay,
Alright, so I'm going to cut off this bottom
here,
part
hold on. So let's look at the grid line here. Wait for it. Alright, so right here where my fingers are, I need that much flour.
Okay, well I'll just cut this across
Yeah, you
the
can
bottom.
just cut straight. We'll cut it out in a minute.
Alright, there. You want to cut that out?
So,
And I will work on this.
alright, so this grid line here. Make a little cut so I know where it's at.
And I'm just going to cut off this 1832 and center it on the bottom.
And then it goes all the way up to here.
It's a lot of precision here with cutting.
We don't have to fill the whole space, but we have this big transfer, so we're going to try.
I'm going to try it. That's the thing about transfers is sometimes people think they have to use them in their existing layout. And I actually think they're more interesting if you cut them apart.
When we get a lot of people, like if everybody's using transfers, are they all gonna, what are the pieces gonna look different? I've never seen a piece with a transfer look identical to another piece. They all are different pieces of furniture, different shapes, people arrange them differently. It's just like a fun template.
Alright, so I'm almost done this. I didn't really do well at cutting in school, so it's not like my #1.
I passed kindergarten
Did
with
you pass
flying
kindergarten?
colors, flying.
Well, that's why you do the hard ones and I do the easy cuts. Alright.
You did pretty good on that mannequin we did a while back.
Oh, oops. Alright, so here's
You did
this.
that magic work.
Man, that mannequin was a pain in my arse.
We still have it.
Yeah, somebody needs to buy it. Alright, so we seal this with liquid patina. This is going to go on the bottom.
Oh, whoops, I mocked my cut line. That's okay. I had extra anyway.
Alright, I'll move this out of your way. Okay, so this is going to be centered. Where's the measuring tape? Do we have one?
Here, can you hold that end? I'm going to start applying this.
Yep.
Okay.
I actually think it's okay if it goes off the side a little bit, like if you want to just keep going with it.
Okay. So I'm going to make...
And then I'll distress it if there's any weird like straight line
So
situations.
there's the latch right here. I'm just going to do a little cut so that I have...
All right, I'm gonna go get
relief on that latch.
I need another.
Okay, we're committed. Can you guys see okay? I'm gonna change the camera angle here in just a sec.
They come with plastic applicator sticks, and we save them, so we roughly have 2 million of them.
I had one right over here.
But
It's like right
I
here.
don't know, you want this one? I'll go grab another one.
Well, I'm sure there's one right there.
It's okay. Do we have a measuring tape here? Yes, we do.
Hopefully, since she sealed this, it'll be dry enough. These will come right up off of here, real nice and easy. Because this is pretty detailed. Like we could be an hour and a half video just putting this transfer on.
I thought that we had.
It usually doesn't take that long. It's just when they're detailed like this and they have all these little lines on them. Let me show you. You got to get each line down because it has its
The drier the sealer, the better.
It has its own adhesive.
All right. Okay, so I'm gonna find the middle of this. Oh, it's just about 30 inches on the nose, so that's the middle right there.
Shelly Dean, she's loving the anticipation.
The anticipation. My anticipation is, Jamie, don't screw up. All right, so right there, that's the middle. Now is that level, Zeb? Because I
can't tell from here, so you're on your own. Here, and then we come around and look.
I'm fairly committed at this point. Just, that is right there. Yeah, it's about level. Oops, now it's over. Okay. Well, it's, you know, let's see. Oh, that side needs to come up a little bit, dang it. Hopefully this works. Sorry, transfer. You're not supposed to do that, by the way.
You decrease the likelihood that it'll stick
It's all right.
when you lift them. That's why once you're committed, you got to kind of go with it.
Yep, and then once you get the one corner down, you just kind of work your way across the transfer. And if you accidentally pull it up and it doesn't stick the way you want it to, you can just push it back down. You do want to wait, give yourself like 2 hours after you seal it, because it will stick better that way. When I did my front door here at the shop, I put transfers on it because it's in the shade and we have a storm door, so it's protected from the weather. But I was impatient and my big top wasn't dry. That was a pain in the derriere, and then I had to use another transfer to cover up the transfer mistakes that I had made.
I don't think they can see what you're doing if you want to angle it down
they can see
just
that.
a little bit. You gotta, there you go.
Sorry guys, I'll respond to comments in a minute. I'll help you with your transfer because mine seems to be going on.
So the paint's not dry and it's like pulling it up off of the cabinet.
Sounds like transfer situations. That's why, disclaimer, you should wait till your paint's dry. Also why we will be distressing this
So
when
I
we're
think
finished.
part of it, because this isn't cut out neat, and it's wanting to drag it from the transfer that hasn't released yet.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna come from this side because paint's a little wet in the middle. Levelish. I really like the 1882 decal. Thank you.
Who knows, it could be from 1882, the way this thing's nailed together.
I don't think so.
It's probably from like the, I would say early to mid 1900s.
It's got that modern space design.
Yeah.
They were really obsessed with like,
Right on the cusp of the 50s.
yeah.
When mid-century was starting to come in, but these people are like, I'm gonna build my own mid-century cabinet. Okay, hopefully that helps.
Almost there. That 8's gonna be a situation like there's definitely more wet paint on, oh, yep, paint under, the white isn't dry.
The patina's not
The
dry.
patina's not dry. Oh goodness, sorry if that was a little loud. I'm gonna try really hard to just bake it and push it down with my finger. If I
There
can
we
just
go.
get one portion of it down. Oh, what? Oh, you just got, I was like, are you done already?
That would have been awesome.
All right.
We're gonna have to show them like one panel.
All right, well it's down. Okay, now I'm gonna furnish it. I just like to use this leftover stuff that you have from the backing, and I use that to furnish it.
All right, now we're moving.
Now we're cooking with peanut oil. It's got this fun little scrolly situation. I wish I had that on both sides. But it
Can you lift the camera back up
Huh?
now that you're done?
Yep. Now you're back to zip.
Oh, craziness.
What?
Hold on.
What?
Wait for it.
Oh! Sorry. What? Don't poke me when I holler.
It's always alarming.
I dropped the transfer. You guys didn't see that, but I got poked.
I didn't poke.
You
I
tapped
patted.
my shoulder.
I patted. Did not scream in the mic.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I need like a much bigger work surface.
Maybe someday. Not at the new house. There's no room. You've already used up all the spaces.
Yeah, well, when as kids move out, I've already rededicated what their rooms will be. So I kind of want to do this here and then do a flower over the top of it. Is that weird?
Nope.
I hope not, because it's getting,
Although we should have dried this a little better.
oh, sorry about that. You just got to be one with it. If you use your finger where it's starting to peel up because it's not dry all the way, you can kind of poke it down and make it do what you want. I'm good at that because I'm never patient at letting
The
things
paint
dry.
is stuck at the transfer.
Yeah, so what you do is you just do that little area and then you push the transfer down and the paint at the same time. It's like level 2 transfer application. There's like level 1, which would be actually following the rules and waiting for it to dry, and then there's like next level. All right, Jamie, it's perfect. Thanks, Shelly. How do you blend paint with a transfers? I did a mirror and it has sharp lines. I need to try to blend something to make it look not so sharp. I'm not really sure what you mean, but if you send a picture to Facebook or put it in the Jamie Ray Vintage Facebook group, I could help you out. Because I'm not sure if you mean like the paint sharp or the transfer sharp or the mirror sharp. Okay. This Old English has a lot of detail on it. You know what the good news is, Zeb?
What?
When you go to the farmhouse and you're starting to put up stuff, and it's getting a little bit tricky, it won't be as hard as this. Perspective.
Today wasn't going to be tricky. It's cutting straight boards and nailing them in.
Yeah, well, this wasn't supposed to be tricky, but then I decided, hey, let's put a transfer on a wet surface.
We got to get those floor joists in so we can put the underlayment down and get the second story going.
We're supposed to start that last week, but then we got our...
We got our four-way done and we're like, oh, let's put in a pantry.
Hey, you know what? That's when you're an owner builder, you can do things in whatever order you want to.
Yeah, we'll still move in the same amount of time. It's all got to get done.
It won't all be done when we move in, but you know.
So I was looking over the requirements to get it done. They pretty much want it finished.
You know what? They don't want baseboards though, right?
I think you can get away without doing baseboards.
You have to have
running hot and cold water in all the bathrooms and all appliances and fixtures.
Can I just do drywall because I don't know what I want to do in every room yet? Like I'm not gonna
The
have
struggle with not knowing what you want to do until it's already done and then changing it to what you really
Yeah,
want.
so just drywall it and then I will come back in. I told the kids, I'm like, I'm just gonna do one room at a time. All right, I'll do the bottom of that if you come over here. I am
To the top.
sweating.
It is warm in here.
Oh, that paint is real wet there.
Yeah, like this whole thing, you gotta be real careful.
What are people saying? They're probably like, oh my gosh, stop.
They're watching our train wreck and laughing at us.
Shelly says, listen to the woman. What did I say?
I don't know.
He listens a lot. Whether he wants to or not. I'm always saying something. There we go. So this little lip here, Zeb, you can just kind of use it to...
Yeah, I pretty much got it all the way around. Like, there's just a few spots where the paint was still wet,
Yeah.
and then the patina was still wet, and it was just sticking to the transfer.
Sorry, I'm getting it. There we go. Level 2 transfer. We're using a transfer, not a stencil. If we were using a stencil, it'd be done already, because we do that all the time. And if we had waited till the paint was dry, also it would be done. I feel like we show you that even if you don't do exactly what you should, you can make some.
Also part of Waste Not Wednesdays, how to do it the wrong way, so you know what to expect when things go wrong.
When your paint's not dry. I gotta finish it though because I want to show people what it looks like. If you're just tuning in, you can pick up these very easy to use products at JamiRayVintage.com.
Let your paint dry,
Let your paint dry.
and your sealer. I feel like we're gonna lose like this whole,
No,
Like
we are
there's a
not
big
losing
spot.
anything. It is all staying, I promise. What I'm gonna do on this side, which we won't get done before we're done, is there will be more flowers over here. So I'm
yeah,
putting
someone
more-
says they lean towards symmetrical. This will still have stuff over here, but what you do when you change it up a little bit is it really helps with the movement and carry your eye. Symmetrical design's good, but asymmetrical design really moves your eye across all the spaces.
Well, and there will be flowers up there. I'm more about balance over symmetry. So I will make sure that it's balanced and one side is not heavier than the other.
But they will look different.
Yes. They have AC, yes I do, but I don't know what's going on. The AC situation is not working. Also,
It's an old house, it might not catch up.
oh, it's working right here. I'll be back in a second.
We don't have time, we've already been live 70 minutes.
Okay, I'm back.
You
I
guys
just
just,
had to cool
you
off.
just gotta get sweaty a little bit and work through it.
They have seen me sweatier than they've ever seen me before. Now since we started the farmhouse.
Whoops,
If you make faces, it helps.
does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to do some fun
You should-
distressing once this is all dry.
Holy cow. You really did a number on this.
I didn't do a number on that, you didn't get it dry.
Oh, so now we're placing transfer blame. You're transferring the blame to me?
I'm projecting my blame all on you.
It's all right. There are worse things in the world than a transfer that we didn't wait until the paint was dry. The good news is I am getting it, just in case you were wondering.
So I have like a whole little piece here that's gonna need like some separate glue or something.
What?
No, it's not ready.
Finger? It just needs a finger.
It wasn't lined up. What are you doing?
I don't know.
You just poking my business over here?
All right, Zeb, that didn't sound very good.
Sorry.
Poking your business. Usually I'm the one saying things I shouldn't. Zeb's over here dropping all kinds of stuff. All right, I get that.
My eye is not twitching yet, but it will be.
Okay, what do people say?
They're laughing at us. They gotta be.
Oh,
If
I
they're
don't know
not,
I don't know where the live chat went. There we go. Caitlin's like, I can't today. Caitlin's my niece, in case anybody was wondering, and she has known Zeb. Well, she's known me my whole life, and Zeb for a vast majority.
I was around for the first day of kindergarten.
Yes.
For
Caitlin was
Caitlin.
so cute. I still have that picture. I need to find it in my scrapbook.
I remember it was like a huge monumental deal first day of kindergarten, I'm like, what is even going on? And then we had our own kids, and I now understand what was happening.
Yeah, we were very excited, and I think her mom was already at work, which is why I snapped the picture. Getting on the bus when we lived on Palomino Heights back in the day in the country club.
That was when we were still dating.
Those are the good days. Although I think life's better now. I like being married. Dating was cool, but sometimes it wasn't. Oh my heck. Alright, so that part there is gonna not be put on this. I'm getting one leg into it. This is getting real serious. And this chair swivels, so. Not to the point where either it sticks or it doesn't stick. There is just.
Next time I'm re-gunning.
Alright.
I could still see a ton of shiny, and you're like, oh, it's dry. No, I'm still blaming you.
You're still transferring blame when you're poking that little stick or whatever it is that
Look
you
at
said?
this. All of that did not come up. Like it's all got paint.
What did you do?
It's got paint stuck to the back of it, and it's not sticking.
I can fix it. Just leave it, don't mess it up.
Well, we will try to peel it here, but
You
I don't
want to
know.
switch again? No. No, don't peel, don't do that, I'll do it.
No, it won't stick, sweetie. It's not gonna. I've been
Don't
scraping
you
at it
sweetie me.
for like 10 minutes.
Alright, you.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring the camera close so they can watch you struggle now. I'm gonna retitle this video. Make sure your liquid patina is dry. Uh-huh. How you doing? How's that
The
coming?
O is almost down.
Uh-huh.
See?
Okay. Now do the other 8 letters.
Just, what? What? Did you challenge my transfer prowess? Okay, 2 letters down. I birthed kids with 15-inch heads. I will make this work.
Oh, someone wants an update on the chicks. They're doing great. We had 20 instead of 15 like we thought. We never actually counted them, and then we
one died.
We did lose one the other day. It didn't make it.
And so Zeb counted them after the
And
one
I counted
died.
them to see how many we had left after it died. And
he's like,
I'm
"There's
like,
19."
We have 19 birds, not 15 or 14 like we thought we had.
Oops, okay, now I gotta get this back. Okay, I got that one on. Sweat is dripping off of me. It's okay, because I'm working hard. I'm hardly working something. So the trick is to find the portion of the transfer that you can get down. Then you just, oops, there's a piece of transfer on my finger.
This has been a tension-filled episode. There's no tension in here.
I don't know, there's sweat. Sweaty. It's tension because they don't know. Like, is the it's like
I think
like
people
a drama.
don't know that I'm very sarcastic.
Oh, I think.
I don't spread my sarcasm around on video very often.
All right, hold on. All right, there's like 4 beads of sweat dripping off, but
Polly
this,
Jackson just joined Creative Business Skills. Welcome.
because when you watch somebody do this, you're like, they must be really good at business. I want them to coach me. Okay, hold on. I'm getting it. Okay,
Keeping it beachy. Oh my goodness, you are human. I love it. The live videos are great because you guys see what we don't put in the videos, just mostly for time constraints. We can't put all the mistakes in the videos, but we have mistakes all day long.
well, there's less mistakes when I'm not live. I'm only human. I bleed when I fall down.
Ollie lolly, we are holding our breath. Hey, where'd you go with the other transfer stick?
I don't know if I can let you have it after what you did to this one.
I didn't do anything. I just lifted it because that was all that was sticking. Oops, kicking stuff.
You gotta work with it, man.
All right, I'm gonna go on the hunt for another transfer stick and see if we can finish this one.
All right, this reminds me of, remember when we did that big transfer on the bar and Sugden one.
Oh yeah, on the.
This is like reliving that all
It
over
was-
again.
But that one was on a canvas, and the canvas was flexible. Hey, what are you doing? She is all the way up on the table now.
It's like, it's not cooperating.
Told you.
Okay, just gotta get another portion down on this side. Oh. Alright. Maybe I'll just fix it with a Sharpie.
You could.
Okay,
Or just
alright,
distress
here
it
we go.
and go with it.
Alright, that A is down, so it's just this T.
Just the T is left. They're cheering you on. You can do it.
I can do something. I mean, I don't know if it is gonna be done, but that
Lolly
is.
lolly. So Zeb stencil, Jami transfer. I'm actually really, really good at the transfers when the paint is dry.
Alright, now I just need to finish this portion here. Alright. That's alright. At least you can read it now, so I'm gonna go with that. Alright, now we gotta like stick it down.
Well, once you seal it, it'll be okay. Put another coat of sealer over it. It's already distressed.
Boom!
Okay.
Don't tell me I can't do something.
I never did.
Alright.
I didn't say you can't.
This lady came by our house the other day and she was like, there is no way you're moving in that house in 2 months. And I was like, challenge
She's like, watch me.
accepted.
Watch me.
Watch me. Watch me do it, Linda. Linda, listen. Alright. Yeah, really what it is, guys, like once I get it down, that's a little sweat on that. If you get a portion of it down, the actual transfer is not gonna stick to the top. So if you can just get some of it down, you can peel off the rest that has paint on it and just stick it back down. That's all you have to do when it's wet. So it's all about finding the right angle. Also, this portion of the transfer is pretty busy, so if part of the flower doesn't make it, it's okay. I just wanted to be able to read that it said catalog. Oh, somebody's here. Our front doorknob is very tricky.
It's been having a sticking problem since winter has passed.
The transfer doesn't want to stick, but the door does.
The doorknob doesn't want to
People
open.
ring the doorbell, but that's okay. Makes them feel like home, right? All right, almost done here, George.
I'll have it fixed in 6 or 7 months.
6 or 7 months, or a year.
That's when I get tired
Or
to
I
do
hire somebody.
it. Never.
And you could also, like, if you had a second transfer, come back and fix your first transfer. Just whatever portions are missing. I'm gonna let you finish that. Ooh. Okay, so we're gonna put another flower here later. And I do need to burnish that because this definitely, you wanna make sure it's stuck. Oh, there's the bottom of the L is gone. All right, I'm coming across here before we lose any.
Before you lose any letters.
When it goes from transfer to decoupage, because it's got a stick underneath and on top. There we go. My 1882 is epic. There we go. We'll let that dry. I'll come back and distress it. I'm gonna add another flower over here. And then we're gonna distress the whole thing, and the top's gonna get distressed, and I'm gonna get down before I fall. And then on the top, like, cause we repainted the top, I will distress this, and then I will come back with dark wax and dark wax it, and then distress it again, and it kind of makes it look like barnwood, which is where it started out. Seb, you're not done with that transfer yet?
No. Here, read comments.
Lolly says she needs a nap. I need a drink. Oops, there's some sweat. My ice water. Spray the doorknob part with Pam cooking spray. We use WD-40, but we haven't tried Pam.
So the problem is that it's worn out on the inside.
They
And
said
when
this would be great in our mudroom. It's too bit wide for our
and
mudroom.
when I put it back to the doorknob back together, like some of them, I had to bend the mechanism a little bit to get it to catch on the door.
Yeah.
I think it's having some problems.
We're just gonna get a new doorknob.
Like it's probably 60, 70 years old and just needs replaced. It's worn out.
There's a whole door situation happening here. We are gonna finish this. Oops.
Yeah, we're just going at this point.
Oh, we got a super chat. I
You
missed
missed
that. Jamie Harrell. I like watching Jamie climb all over the project and sweat, then sit and scroll through comments. I'm fascinated. She's gonna be standing on that cabinet and it's like. You should see me off camera when I'm trying to get shiplap adhere to my will at the farmhouse. I actually do know how to do finished carpentry. Maybe not great, but the finished carpentry has to be done by me because Zeb's doing the stuff I can't do, like putting in beams and all that kind of situation. Sally and take over the world. I don't know. She says to take over the world with Jamie. Oh, Lolly, we could be friends. Okay. Somebody said it would take them 2 days to do this. It might take us 2 days to resurrect this situation. Oh, I forgot I just sealed that. Done. I wonder if people that buy my stuff in the shop actually watch these videos and they're like, what happened?
Here, put this down with your little finger.
Where does it go?
Goes right there. No, can't you see where the paint's missing?
No. I'm not that tall. Zeb, start yelling at me so they can see what it's really like to work with you. Do it.
Yeah, I'll yell at you
Do it.
right now.
Oh gosh. Oh, Ivana was talking about my come to Jamie talk with my eye cream. So yesterday we have business coaching. And sometimes it gets a little funny. We were talking about working smarter, not harder, and I was telling him that after the 3 a.m. going to bed the night before, when I woke up yesterday morning, I was looking at my eye cream, and I said, listen, eye cream, I know you're just an eye cream, but today I'm gonna need miracles, and I'm gonna need you to fix the situation under my eyes. The eye cream listened. We need to waste that Wednesday part 2. I think we're done with this on Wednesdays. It'll get finished, and I'll post a picture. Is the eye cream on the website? It is. So my new face wash, moisturizer, and eye cream, I found a product called Urbana and I really liked it. So then I looked into selling it, and so it's now on the home website, and it's with Bath & Body products. So it's part of the $6.95 flat shipping for Bath & Body, and you can get all 3. And I like them. And I'm fussy about my face. Yesterday I got microneedle, so I might look a little red. What's it called? It's Urbana, URBANA tea and tonic. And it works pretty good. Oh, Crescent Moon saw our new totes. Yeah, I just photographed those right before we went live. You know what's good about this, Zeb? It's all kinds of chippy.
Yep, it's pretty distressed.
It's chippy. Janine says it's 3:35 a.m. in Australia, and she has to see the end.
Can't stop watching. You gotta watch this train wreck.
Do I have lash
Unfold.
extensions? I do. So when the first situation started going down and people weren't leaving their house, I did magnetic lashes, but I've worn eyelash extensions for over a year. So as soon as salons opened up, I got them put back on. Because I just love that every 2 weeks, I lay down for an hour and somebody takes care of my lashes. And even if I'm filming at 3 a.m., I still have lashes. It's
And you don't have
necessary.
mascara
Yeah.
smudged all
When
over
I
your
used to wear
face.
mascara, when we filmed late at night, I'd have black eyes at the end of the videos. It was not pretty.
There are going to be a lot of late night films coming up. Lots of under the light video.
What is microneedling? You might want to Google it, but there's like this little pen and it has needles and they poke your face with it, and what it does is it creates your face, creates new collagen and new cells because it feels like it's been damaged. It makes you look younger.
Never will.
It actually, I use numbing gel, and it actually doesn't hurt that bad. And I guess I'm slightly masochistic because I lay there, and because it hurts a little bit, I'm like, it must be working because it hurts. And I chat with the gal that does it. The gal that did it yesterday was really fun. I think she just keeps me talking, so I don't pay attention to the pain. Almost done. Almost done.
We are about ready to lift this up and show you what is left of this transfer.
I thought you were going to say this train wreck.
No, I already said that. This actually, it looks fine. It doesn't look bad. This transfer's got enough going
Sally
on.
says I look like I'm 20. Thanks. I'm almost 40.
She feels like she's 22.
And you guys have seen my
She's
face
got all
real
kinds of-
close today because I got real close to the camera.
She's got all kinds of energy. Until it's bedtime and then it's gone. It's like, okay, there's an off switch.
I also do Botox, but I haven't done that in months. I like to do microneedling first because I feel like it does take care of a lot of things and then I don't use as much injectables. I need microneedling to my entire body. Yeah, I feel like sometimes when I put that eye cream on, I'm like, I need to eye cream. You got most of that. That is
So
good.
we lost a few little detail pieces, but when we flip this up here so you can see.
We'll flip it up. I will seal that later. All right, this is good, Zeb. Okay, so picture another flower over here. We will fill in the blank areas with the rest of the transfer.
And then we'll show you a picture. If you don't know about community, on our YouTube page, there's tabs at the top when you're on the home page of Jami Ray Vintage on YouTube, and you can scroll over and you'll see one called community, and that's where we put like stories and post the pictures and upcoming
Maybe
things.
you should just take the camera flying because I don't really want to mess with that until that leg dries a little
No,
bit.
just lift it. I'll make sure the leg doesn't touch.
All right. All right. Yep, definitely gonna paint the back of this thing. Okay. Whoa! Oh my goodness. I have not worked that hard in a hot minute. So we're gonna get this finished. I'll post it. And I'll distress it a little bit because that's a little bit slightly uneven. But I think for what it started out, it's great. And I love the transfers on this because it was a little weird with the doors, but the transfers kind of bring it all home. Makes them look almost like those old school oval pictures with the domed glass. They would have like botanicals and stuff in them, which is kind of what we got, even though I didn't know.
And we'll fill in some roses over here.
Yeah. So
It just won't be matchy-matchy.
Well, we've got this huge half right here, guys. And this will go on here, and I'll cut off this bottom part. And then I might add some more elsewhere, but I think it turned out pretty good. Oops. All right, love you guys. Make sure you hit up JamiRayVintage.com for the paint and products and JamiRayVintageHome.com for clothes, face cream, and all kinds of things. Love you guys. See you
All
later.
right, we will catch you tomorrow.